This is First News 3 at 4 with Marie Martera and Dan Ball.
Thanks for joining us. The crowd of candidates hoping to take over Dean Heller's open seat in Congressional District 2 just got thinner.
Yeah, earlier this afternoon, Tea Party favorite Sharon Angle surprised everyone, saying that she will not run for that seat. In a statement, Angle is highly critical of any process that is eventually chosen to pick a winner. She calls both a wide open ballot or a move for parties to choose candidates an illegitimate process. The Nevada Supreme Court will get to decide how the election will actually happen. Angle's announcement today was a big surprise, but she says she's not ruling out a future run for another office. Marie?
Dan, just when you thought there was nothing left to cut, the word from our state lawmakers is more cuts could be coming. In the spirit of compromise, Democrats say they agreed to cut millions from education and health and human services, but so far they have not won support from the other side of the aisle on a tax deal. News 3's Hetty Chang has been at the state capitol all week, and Hetty, time is running out for lawmakers to reach a budget compromise.
Marie, you're exactly right. You can see a storm has moved in above Carson City, and it's not too far from the mood going inside the building that you see behind us here. So far, no budget compromise just yet. But right now, lawmakers are listening to what will be several hours of testimony, both for and against a measure that will help bring more revenue into the state. They've pretty much given up on finding enough Republican support for a new tax increase, but they're hoping that they can get enough Republicans to support extending taxes that were approved back in 2009. This is what we're talking about here. Remember how in Clark County our sales tax increased from 7.75% to 8.1% 2 years ago? That's part of the very tax lawmakers are considering. That increase is set to expire on June 30th. Democrats are trying to sway at least 5 Republicans to support them in lifting that sunset. But as of this hour, they have been unsuccessful. Without more revenue, state lawmakers will have to make more budget cuts. Late last night, they voted to take back $250 million they previously added back to the education and health and human services budget. Assembly Ways and Means Chair Debbie Smith held back tears after it happened. And Assembly Speaker John Oseguera says he will continue to try to win Republicans over.
I feel sad and embarrassed. This was hard to do the first time we went through these budgets, and it felt much harder the second time that we had to do this.
I have no intention of giving up. I'll continue to reach across the aisle to try to reach consensus and find some middle ground.
I just came back from upstairs where dozens of people have signed up to testify for that proposal. And Marie, I got to tell you that the people who have testified so far, there's some business leaders as well as some gaming executives who said they don't need a tax break. They actually support extending those taxes that were passed back in 2009. But keep in mind, on the other side of the coin here, lawmakers passed that tax with the understanding that those taxes would set to expire on June 30th. Back to you in Las Vegas.
All right, Hetty Chang joining us from a rainy Carson City this afternoon. Thanks so much. Friday was supposed to be the deadline when all Senate bills have to make it through the Assembly and vice versa. Today, the Senate approved a measure that would move that deadline to Monday. Las Vegas is one of the most unfriendly places in the nation to be a pedestrian, according to a report released today. The report released by Transportation for America shows the Valley is the 6th deadliest metro area for pedestrians. During a 10-year span starting in the year 2000, 421 pedestrians were killed in Las Vegas. The lobbying group based out of Washington, D.C., placed Vegas behind cities like Orlando and Tampa, which ranked as the 2 deadliest. Time to talk about traffic now. Tom Hawley joining us live from Sky 3. And this afternoon, we are talking about an update on a few of those express bus lanes.
Maria, they are causing some lane restrictions on several parts of Sahara, starting out here on the east end where it meets up with Boulder Highway and continuing on all the way out to the west where at times you have the right lane blocked off. It's a fairly comprehensive process. It's not just adding a couple of new stripes to the roadway. They're also doing modifications to the curb, in some cases to the median, building new bus turnouts in some spots, and also doing work on the sidewalk and the bus shelters. And so it's a lot of work, and you'll find different parts of this project extending all the way up to Wallaby on the far west end of the valley. The idea here is to eventually get some express bus service going through so the buses aren't seen as a long, laborious way to get from one side of town to the other, but actually an alternative that a lot of people might consider to save some time and maybe in the long run save some money. If you want to get an idea what it'll look like when it's done, part of the Boulder Highway project is done. You can see down here, getting a little closer to the 95, that you have bus turnout lanes on either side, express bus lanes dedicated, and you also have a bicycle lane on the inside to give another option for transit going through here. We still have a lot of work to go along Sahara. We don't expect completion of this express bus lane project until well into next year. So for the time being, various portions of Sahara are restricted. Just use a little bit of caution at the height of the rush hour. You might want to consider using Charleston or Desert Inn instead. Dan?
Okay, Tom, thanks. Well, the state of Missouri just cannot catch a break when it comes to tornadoes. Another twister touching down today, causing even more damage in that state. This one ripped through the small town of Sedalia. That's east of Kansas City, Missouri. It tore up, you can see right there, mobile homes and businesses. No word yet on any injuries or deaths there. Meanwhile, over to Joplin, Missouri, authorities say many of those considered unaccounted for after Sunday's big deadly twister actually likely survived that storm and are safe somewhere else out of town. Even so, rescue teams were back out today combing through debris for a fourth time, looking for anyone who might still be trapped. Officials aren't saying when the search operation will switch from rescue to recovery. At least 125 people now confirmed dead as a result of that twister on Sunday. Someone very close to the News 3 family is experiencing that devastation firsthand.